My name's Michele Dulas, and I have a business called Neighborhood Farms and Victory Gardens.
Where's that?
Here in Eureka. I install gardens in people's yards, and it's been a fun spring, summer. So sprouts are, you take a dormant food, which is basically sugar and starches and growth inhibitors, and you rehydrate them with water, good clean water, and it turns those sugars and starches and growth inhibitors into living enzymes and vitamins and minerals and proteins, and they become a living, vibrant food instead of a dormant food that's actually hard to digest. So we did this workshop today, and I told people about the overnight sprouts, which are, all sprouts are the same. You basically take you take a jar of your whatever you're sprouting, dormant, and then you add water and you let it sit overnight, and then in the morning you drain it off, rinse it, and overnight sprouts are good to go. And my choice of overnight sprouts are almonds and pumpkin and sunflower seeds and buckwheat and whole oat groats, which there's no, I think, oh, here's some whole oat groats. And they're, these are gold. So I showed people how to grow these overnight sprouts, just like I described, soaking them in water and then draining them, and then they're ready to go. Then we also whizzed up the oat groats and strained them out and made oat milk. And a quart of oat milk, when you grow it at home, costs you about 50 cents. If you buy it in the store, it's $3, plus you have all the embodied energy of that packaging that you have to deal with. You know, both when they ship it to you, when they create it, they ship it to you, and then you use it, and then you have to take it to the dumps, and then they're pretty permanent in the dump.
So oat milk is vegan?
Yes, oh yeah, absolutely. All this is vegan. And it's raw, and it's living food. So you can't hardly go wrong. And it actually really saves you a lot of money. Then there's the longer term sprouts. There's not many left because I fed them to the chickens. But these are luscious little alfalfa sprouts. And they're 3 or 4 days old. Oh, they're so good. And you do the same. You rehydrate the seed overnight in water, then you rinse it, and you rinse and repeat for 3 or 4 days, and then you have these luscious sprouts.
My name is Tim Miller, and today at the Humboldt Exchange Skillshare, I taught a class on bike repair and maintenance, and showed people how to do basic things such as changing a flat tire, what kind of chain they need if they need to replace their chain, how to repair their chain, and then also how to use their shifters properly so that they're using their cassettes and gears in a way that will create less wear on them. Rather than spending money on a new part or at a shop, they can learn to do it themselves. And so that's one of the services that I also provide, is to teach people how to work on their own components, on their own bikes. I don't do this full time right now. I'm kind of looking at maybe doing that in the future. I've definitely gotten a lot of interest within recent weeks. I've been working on mountain bikes, cruisers, Walmart bikes that are made with very cheap materials. But if you know how to tweak them, and if you're willing to take things apart and bend springs back and replace little pieces, they'll actually last longer too. A lot of it is just that we have the mentality of throwing things away or just upgrading, replacing, and we just don't think of keeping what we have and working on what we have.
My name is Jon Zaglin, and I work with Democracy Unlimited of Humboldt County. We are a community organizing group based out of Eureka. The Humboldt Exchange, our community currency project, was launched about 5 years ago, and to date we have 130,000 local dollars circulating in Humboldt County. Dollars that will never leave to end up at corporate headquarters in Texas or Germany. The Community Currency Project helps increase the number of dollars that are circulating here, helping people make the transactions they need to provide the services and goods that keep their families going. We understand that the U.S. Reserve functions a way to keep people competing with each other for these scarce dollars. So there are about 4,000 community currency projects running globally for communities that are not rich in the national currency. Well, that's no reason not to build a school or to pay people to remove invasive species or to go hungry. Money is just a social construct, and as such we are striving to create a currency project that really works for people. There's no benefit to accruing community currency because there's no interest. And there are about 75 businesses in Humboldt County these days who accept some portion of community currency. We produce a quarterly directory in which individuals will provide services and goods to one another for some portion of community currency. In this way, we also prove to one another what skilled people we really have here. We have a very enlightened, educated demographic in Humboldt County, and when people take our Humboldt Exchange 101 course, they're always surprised at how much they have to offer one another. And it's very empowering for a community to realize that we can look towards one another and create relationships and meet our needs. Currency has value to the degree that people accept it, to the degree that they understand what it represents, and to the degree that they're using it. And the fact that we have over $100,000 in circulation is a testament to the fact that people are getting to know the project and using it. The more that people see the community currency and understand why it is that we have implemented this project, the more people will trust in it and the underlying purpose, trust in one another. It's a totally volunteer-run project. Volunteers put together the directory and distribute them throughout the county. Volunteers help put on the visibility events. We've done contra dances and community carnivals. We've done two May Day celebrations to recognize International Labor Day, and the way the global economy throughout history has been used to allow certain few people to concentrate wealth at the expense of the laboring classes and most average people. So the community currency is a very good fit for having those conversations about labor history. It's a launching pad for political discussion around money itself, around the economy in general, and how we need to reimagine the economy and reimagine what we do with our lives to make ends meet. And as such, it's very timely right now to be having those discussions. Democracy Unlimited has been contacted by CNN, by USA Today, by the host of corporate media, as communities around the country during this recession are looking to institute community currency projects. And why? Because they are a viable alternative to a system that doesn't work. And this idea of community currency, a complementary currency, was popularized in the U.S. during the Great Depression. So it's no surprise that once again communities are looking towards that model. Thankfully, we've been growing this project for the last 5 years, and as the global and national economy continues to decline over the upcoming decades, we are going to really benefit by having already moved ourselves in a direction of having an economy that really works and helps people meet their needs.